Hello students, I welcome you all to today's lesson about plants. Plants हर organism ਲਈ basic food provide ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਪੌਦੇ ਧਰਤੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਭੋਜਨ ਅਤੇ ਆਕਸੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਮੇਜਰ ਸੋਰਸ ਹਨ। ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਕਿ ਪਲਾਂਟਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਹੋਰ ਸਜੀਵ ਜੀਵਨ ਲਈ ਭੋਜਨ ਅਤੇ ਆਕਸੀਜਨ ਵਰਗੇ ਨੈਸੈਸਰੀ ਕੰਪੋਨੈਂਟਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ। ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਪਾਰਟਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਰੂਟਸ, ਸਟੈਮ, ਲੀਵਸ, ਫਲਾਵਰਸ, ਫਰੂਟਸ ਅਤੇ ਸੀਡਸ। ਪਲਾਂਟ ਦਾ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਰਟ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੈਸਿਫਿਕ ਰੋਲ ਪਲੇ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। Leaves are the most important parts of a typical plant. Leaves form the crown of trees. Leaves are also present on vines. They may cover the ground in the form of tough grasses. Leaves are typically green and carry out photosynthesis with the help of chlorophyll. This chlorophyll in green leaves forms the basis of life on Earth. As we know, life on Earth could not have originated without the presence of oxygen. There might have existed a few chemosynthetic bacteria, since these could obtain energy from chemical reactions other than photosynthesis. But these would be the only life forms on primitive Earth. Now, all life virtually depends on chlorophyll molecules concentrated in the leaves of plants, though it is also present in other parts of the plant. So, leaves are primarily adapted for photosynthesis. Although many species have modified leaves that serve a variety of other functions besides photosynthesis. In today's topic, we will focus on these important parts of the plant, which act as food-making factories of green plants. Leaves are the most important aerial appendages of plants. They are borne on the nodes of the stem and have buds in their axils. We see a wide variety of leaves. They differ in shape and size. They may even be needle-like or scale-like, as in pines and junipers. In order to survive on Earth, leaves undergo modifications so that they can adapt to a particular environment and can perform the required special functions. Plants ਦੀਆਂ different species ਵਿੱਚ stem ਤੇ different types ਦੀਆਂ ਪੱਤੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ। Leaves ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਇੱਕ regular pattern ਵਿੱਚ arranged ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। In a majority of plants, they are inserted singly, that is, one leaf on each node, and may be spirally arranged or alternatively arranged. Leaves are systematically and regularly arranged so that they are properly exposed to sunlight. So students, let's know in detail about the systematic arrangement of leaves on a stem, which we call phyllotaxy.
Phyllotaxy. The mode of arrangement of leaves on the stem and its branches is called phyllotaxy. Or in other words, phyllotaxy explains how leaves are arranged on a twig. They may be arranged opposite to each other in a whorled fashion or may be alternate in arrangement. So, we may say phyllotaxy is of three types: alternate, opposite, and whorled. Alternate arrangement of leaves is also known as the spiral arrangement. There is only one leaf on each node. This arrangement is known as alternate. In China rose, which is scientifically known as Hibiscus rosa-sinensis, there is a single leaf at each node and is hence a typical example of alternate arrangement. Examples of other plants which show this type of phyllotaxy are Nicotiana, that is tobacco, and Ficus religiosa, that is peepal, in which the leaves are spirally arranged around the stem. The next type of arrangement is opposite type. In opposite phyllotaxy, two leaves arise at each node and lie opposite to each other, and hence opposite arrangement. In guava, leaves are arranged in this manner, as you can see here. Opposite arrangement is of two types. When all the pairs of leaves on a branch arise in one plane and the leaves of a node lie exactly in line with the leaves of adjacent nodes, so that two vertical rows of leaves are formed, the arrangement is known as opposite superposed. It is common in plants like jamun, that is Eugenia jambolana, and amrud, that is guava. When the leaves at successive nodes are placed at right angle to each other, so that four vertical rows of leaves are formed on the stem, the arrangement is known as opposite decussate. Oak, which is known as Calotropis procera, possesses this type of phyllotaxy as shown here in the visual. The last type of phyllotaxy is the whorled type. When three or more leaves arise at each node on a stem and form a circle or whorl, it is known as whorled phyllotaxy. Nerium shows whorled type of arrangement as three or more leaves arise at each node on the stem.
So students, this was about phyllotaxy, which is a study of arrangement of leaves on the stem. We have also gone through the three major types of phyllotaxy. Students, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਪੱਤੇ ਹੀ ਹਨ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਫੋਟੋਸਿੰਥੇਸਿਸ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਫੋਟੋਸਿੰਥੈਟਿਕ ਲੀਵਸ ਥਿਨ, ਲਾਰਜ ਸਰਫੇਸ ਏਰੀਆ ਵਾਲੇ ਅਤੇ ਮੈਕਸਿਮਮ ਲਾਈਟ ਐਬਜ਼ੌਰਪਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਤੇ ਵੈਲ ਅਰੇਂਜਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਐਂਗਲ ਤੇ ਲੱਗੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। However, they can be adapted for other purposes, including food and water storage, support and defense by modifying their structure, shape and behavior. So, let's discuss the different modifications of the leaf which help to perform special functions. कई plants which leaves ਜਾਂ leaf ਦੇ ਕੁਝ ਹਿੱਸੇ special function perform ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ particular environment ਦੇ ਅਨੁਕੂਲਨ ਹੋਣ ਲਈ modify ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਉਦਾਹਰਨ ਲਈ leaf tendrils, leaf spines, scale leaves, pitchers, bladders, etc. Leaf adaptations help the plants to survive in its environment. Now we will discuss these different modifications of leaf. Let us start with leaf tendrils.
Leaf tendrils. A tendril is a thread-like structure that is used by climbing plants for support and attachment, generally by twining around whatever it touches. These are long, slender, and their tip is sensitive to touch. In Lathyrus, the whole leaf is modified into a tendril as shown here in the visual. In garden pea, it is only the terminal or upper leaflets that are modified into tendrils, and these tendrils act as a support and help the stem for climbing, as is clear from this visual. Leaf tendrils are of different types depending on the modified part. For example, in Petiolar tendrils, the petiole is modified into tendril, as the name suggests. Petiolar tendrils are found in plants like Nasturtium and Clematis. In leaf apex tendrils, the apex or the tip of the leaf is modified into a tendril, as in Gloriosa. Stipular tendrils are found in Smilex, where the stipules are modified into tendrils. Likewise, in whole leaf tendrils, the entire leaf is modified into a tendril. The next type of leaf modification is meant for protection of the plant. Leaf spines. In some plants like Bobaris, Ziziphus, Opuntia, and Argemone, the leaves are modified into spines. In Argemone, the leaf margins are modified into spines, as we can see in the visual. These spines not only protect the plants from grazing animals, but also reduce the area of transpiration. Another type of leaf modification is a phyllote. When the petiole of a leaf gets modified into a flattened green leaf-like structure, it is known as phyllote. These flat green-colored structures perform photosynthesis and other functions of the leaf. In case of Acacia auriculiformis, the petiole is modified into phyllote, as shown in the visual. The next type of leaf modification is the leaf getting modified into a pitcher-like structure. In Nepenthes, that is the pitcher plant, leaves are modified into pitchers to catch and digest insects. Here the pitcher is a modified lamina. The apex of the leaf is modified into a lid which covers the opening of the pitcher, as shown in the visual. Another type of leaf modification is the leaf bladder. In this type of modification, the leaves are modified to form bladders. These bladders serve as a floating organ for water plants and also act as a trap for insects. In an insectivorous plant, Utricularia, the leaves are segmented and are modified into bladders, as shown in the visual.
Students, ਕੁਝ leaves ਵਿੱਚ food storage ਲਈ ਵੀ modifications ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ. Food storage ਲਈ leaves ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲੀ underground modification ਨੂੰ bulb ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ. Bulbs are generally round or conical. In onion, the stem becomes disc-shaped as it is dorsoventrally flattened. This stem bears leaves on the dorsal, that is, upper side, and adventitious roots on the ventral side. The aerial parts of the leaves are green and synthesizes food by photosynthesis. This food is stored in the scaly leaves. Thus, the leaf base becomes fleshy. Several outer scaly leaves remain dry and membranous and encircle the entire bulb. Such a bulb is called a tunicated bulb. In garlic, each of the axillary buds in the axil of the scaly leaf has stored food material in one of its scaly leaves. Each such bud is enclosed in a tough scaly membranous leaf and is known as clove. The cloves are individually as well as collectively surrounded by scaly leaves. Hence, the entire garlic bulb can be called a compound tunicated bulb. In some succulent forms like aloe, agave, and portulaca, leaves become fleshy or juicy due to storage of water, mucilage, and food material. The next type of leaf modification is meant for producing new plant. Let us know more about it.
In some plants like bryophyllum, leaves bear adventitious buds in the notches of their margins. These adventitious buds are capable of growing into new plantlets, or we may say that adventitious buds help in vegetative propagation. The last type of leaf modification is leaf hooks. In some plants, the leaves are modified into hook-like structures which help the plant to climb. In Bignonia anguscatae, the three terminal leaflet of compound leaf are modified into stiff claw-like hooks which help the plant to climb.
So students, this was all about modifications of leaf, in which we studied different types of leaf modifications. These modifications play a vital role in the survival of plants. As the plant and their different parts are modified to perform these special functions. So let's quickly check the special functions of leaves. Functions of leaf: primary functions and secondary functions. Let us first discuss the primary functions. The most important and the primary function of leaf is to perform photosynthesis. हरे पत्तियां ਦਾ primary function ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ sunlight, water ਅਤੇ carbon dioxide ਦੀ help ਨਾਲ food manufacture ਕਰਨ, ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ photosynthesis ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ. The leaves have chlorophyll and other accessory pigments necessary for photosynthesis. They trap solar energy, transform it into chemical energy, and store it in the form of carbohydrates. Another important function of the leaf is gaseous exchange. Stomata are present in the epidermis of the leaves. These stomata are primarily meant for gaseous exchange required for photosynthesis and respiration. The next function of leaves is transpiration. During the process of transpiration, water in the form of vapors is lost from the expanded leaf surfaces of the plant. In some plants like berberis, gizifus, argemone and opuntia, the leaves are modified into spines. These spines reduce the area of transpiration and help to maintain temperature of the plant. Another function of leaves is conduction. Vascular bundles present in the veins and petioles of leaves serves the function of translocation of organic food through phloem and mineral salts and water through xylem. Students, apart from these primary functions, leaves also perform some other important functions, which are known as secondary functions. These functions are related to the modifications undergone by the leaf for storage, protection, support, etc. So let us quickly check these functions based on modifications of leaf.
Secondary functions. The first one is storage. In some plants like aloe, agave, Allium cepa, that is onion, and Portulaca, food is stored in the leaves. These leaves become fleshy or juicy due to storage of water, mucilage, and food material. Another secondary function of leaves is protection. In Berberis, Ziziphus, Opuntia, and Argimon, the leaves are modified into spines as shown in the visual. These spines protect the plants from grazing animals. The next function of leaves is nitrogenous nutrition. In Nepenthes, the leaves are modified into pitchers to catch and digest insects. These trapped insects provide nitrogen nutrition to the plant. The next function of leaves is to provide support. In some plants like Lethyrus, that is garden pea, the tip of the leaf is modified into tendril as shown in visual. These tendrils help the plant to climb the support. Another important function of leaves is reproduction. In some plants like Bryophyllum, leaves bear adventitious buds on them. These adventitious buds grow into a new plant as shown in the visual. So these buds help in reproducing and forming a new plant.
Students, this was all about leaves, their arrangement, modifications, and different functions that the leaves perform for their survival and growth of the plant as a whole. Well students, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ leaves ਜੋ ਕਿ ਪੌਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭੋਜਨ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਅੰਗ ਹਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਨਸੈਪਟਸ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਆਓ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਰਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ। Leaves are the most important aerial parts of plants. They are born at the node and bear buds in their axils. In majority of the plants, leaves are usually arranged in a regular pattern. They are inserted singly, either in a spiral arrangement or in alternate arrangement. The mode of arrangement of leaves on the stem and its branches is called phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy is of three types: alternate, opposite, and whorled.
Alternate arrangement of leaves is also known as the spiral arrangement. There is only one leaf on each node. This arrangement is known as alternate. In China rose, which is scientifically known as Hibiscus rosa-sinensis, there is a single leaf at each node and is hence a typical example of alternate arrangement. Examples of other plants which show this type of phyllotaxy are Nicotiana, that is tobacco, and Ficus religiosa, that is peepal, in which the leaves are spirally arranged around the stem. The next type of arrangement is opposite type. In opposite phyllotaxy, two leaves arise at each node and lie opposite to each other, and hence opposite arrangement. In guava, leaves are arranged in this manner, as you can see here. Opposite arrangement is of two types. When all the pairs of leaves on a branch arise in one plane and the leaves of a node lie exactly in line with the leaves of adjacent nodes, so that two vertical rows of leaves are formed, the arrangement is known as opposite superposed. It is common in plants like jamun, that is Eugenia jambolana, and amrud, that is guava. When the leaves at successive nodes are placed at right angle to each other, so that four vertical rows of leaves are formed on the stem, The arrangement is known as opposite decussate. Uck, which is known as Calotropis procera, possesses this type of phyllotaxy as shown here in the visual. The last type of phyllotaxy is the whorled type. When 3 or more leaves arise at each node on a stem and form a circle or whorl, it is known as whorled phyllotaxy. Nerium shows whorl type of arrangement as 3 or more leaves arise at each node on the stem.
Tendril thread-like specialized structures ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਜੋ ਪੌਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਉੱਤੇ ਚੜ੍ਹਨ ਲਈ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਪੌਦੇ ਦੇ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਵਸਤੂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਵੇ ਉਸ ਨਾਲ ਅਟੈਚ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਲਿਪਟ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ. When petiole of leaf is modified into a lamina or leaf blade-like structure, it is known as a phylloid. In Nepenthes, that is the pitcher plant, leaves are modified into pitchers to catch and digest insects. Scale leaves in onion store carbohydrate and become fleshy. Stomata present in the epidermis of leaves are primarily meant for gaseous exchange required for photosynthesis and respiration. Vascular bundles present in the veins and petioles of leaves serve the function of translocation of organic food through phloem and mineral salts and water through xylem. So students, enough for today. Let us quickly check with some short questions what you have grabbed today. Be attentive. Here are some questions. The first question is, what is phyllotaxy? Answer. The mode of arrangement of leaves on a stem and its branches is called phyllotaxy. Leaf phyllotaxy explains how leaves are arranged on a twig. Next question. List 3 types of phyllotaxy. Answer. Phyllotaxy is of 3 types: alternate, opposite, and whorled. Next question. Give an example of a plant that exhibits whorled phyllotaxy. The answer is, whorled phyllotaxy is present in Nerium. My next question is, what is the scientific name of China rose? Answer. The scientific name of China rose is Hibiscus rosa-sinensis. The next question is, what is opposite phyllotaxy? Also, cite an example of this type of phyllotaxy. Answer. In opposite phyllotaxy, 2 leaves arise at each node and lie opposite to each other. In guava, leaves are arranged in opposite manner. Next question. Which part of a garden pea leaf is modified into a tendril? Answer. The terminal or upper leaflets of a garden pea leaf are modified into tendrils. The next question is, name the plant that reproduces by buds present on leaves. Answer. Bryophyllum reproduces by adventitious buds present on the margins of the leaves. Next question. Name the plants in which leaves are modified into spines. Answer. Berberis, Ziziphus, Opuntia and Argemone are plants whose leaves are modified into spines. The next question is, list some special functions of leaves. The answer is, leaves perform many functions such as photosynthesis, gaseous exchange, transpiration, conduction, and storage. Hope I have made a successful attempt to clear the concepts regarding leaves. This will help you in fetching good marks in the exams. Thanks for your cooperation and attention. Looking forward to the next class. See you then. Thanks.